Hello, everybody. My name is Sam K, and we made it, guys. Happy New Year. 2021 is finally over. This year has been as fun as 2020 was. Everybody knows what 2020 was and what 2021 has been. So, I don't think I need to explain that to you guys. But I did want to talk really quick to you guys about what we're going to do going forward with the channel. Now, obviously, you may have noticed that the last couple of weeks I have not released a Tuesdays with KA. And there's a reason for that. So, these last couple of weeks I've been working on revamping Tuesdays with KA. I really want to put the series into its paces. I've had the series for a very long time. It's my longest running series. I think it even predates Bad Game Sunday, if I recall correctly. And it is also the series, besides Bad Game Sunday, that has the most videos. So I really wanted to give it some care and attention. It is coming up on being 7 years old. And it has been 6 years since I first reviewed the Blue Yeti. So let's talk about what some of the revamps are going to be. First of all, I'm going to include more tests. Now, you may be like, oh, is it going to be shock tests? Is it going to be, what are these tests going to be? So it's going to be a couple of different tests. And I apologize if you guys can hear like fireworks. I'm literally recording this the same night that you guys are seeing it. It's just a lot earlier. The first test is mic resonance. Mic resonance is something that I flirted with the BATX UM600. I tapped on the microphone a little bit, and I did tap on the desk a lot. And I will explain later why I'm not doing shock tests anymore, why I decided to eliminate that. But mic resonance is essentially if you tap on the microphone itself and you hear like ringing sounds. On a couple of microphones that aren't built as well, they'll sound like kind of like bells, honestly. They'll go doom, and they will sound. It sounds really bad. It gives you an idea of how well built the microphone is, and if it used good quality parts. I'm also including more specifications at the very beginning of the video. It's not going to go super in depth because I feel that Tuesdays with K has always been catered more towards the gaming audience. You want a couple of different specs. You don't want everything like a music junkie would or somebody who did voiceover work. You just want the frequency response, the bit depth, what kind of connection it uses, and how loud the self noise is. I'm also going to start mentioning prices of microphones. It's not something that I generally do unless I find it for a really good deal like that microphone kit with the audio interface. It's generally just not, I don't know why, it's just not something that I do very often. But I decided to start doing it once more. And I'm going to start being more critical. As you guys know, I don't like making negative reviews. I actually hate making negative reviews. But whenever you're reviewing microphones, you're sometimes going to end up with crap. And that is just the nature of the beast. The crap will fill in with the good. With that being said, whenever I say more critical, I can still like a microphone and not just go ahead and praise it on every single thing that it does right and not talk about any of the things that it does wrong. I can do that. That is the nature of being a reviewer. Talk about what's good, talk about what's bad. And this leads more into the technical side of things. I'm going to start talking about high ends, mids, and low ends. So highs, mids, and lows are on the frequency graph. Lows are like the bassier frequencies. Mids are the nasally frequencies or the honky frequencies. They're basically where most people's voices lie. And then the highs are those higher end frequencies like the air frequencies, the trebles, the higher points of female voices, those kinds of frequencies. That's the high frequencies. They're a little harder to explain than the lows and the mids. But essentially, higher frequencies open up the microphone more. there's that. I wanted to get that out of the way first. Now let's talk about why I'm not going to be doing shock tests, because it's something that ever since I did it in that one Tuesdays with K where I reviewed the Bad Axiom 600, I have been asked why I don't do it again. And the reason is this. Microphones are sensitive to taps. That is not a question. However, there is a variety of different things that will factor in to how much it's going to pick up, what is on your desk, and what kind of boom arm you have. So if you have a cheapy little boom arm, like what I use for most of my Tuesdays with K testing, then it is going to pick up bumps of the desk a lot more than the bumps like on this SM7B's boom arm, or the one that I have for this Rode NT1 that I'm talking into. I've been tapping on my desk this entire time. You guys probably didn't even notice that I've been touching my desk and like laying my hand on it. Now you probably just heard that because some of the stuff on my desk rattled. I have a lot of stuff on my desk, but that factors into it. What also factors in is what kind of connection point do you use? Did you screw a hole into your desk and then attach it like that? Do you have it screwed down with a mounting system? Do you have one that has rubber on the bottom? Or do you have one that's metal on the bottom? Do you have one that's foam on the bottom? Does it have rubber on both sides? Does it have foam on one side, rubber on the other, metal on one side, foam on the other? Is it made out of metal itself? Is it made out of plastic? Is it made out of some sort of hard rubber? Like all these things will factor in. How many cables do you have running to that microphone? What kind of cables are they? These things all factor into the shock test, and it basically means that there are so many different variables that I can't honestly put it into review and feel good about it. So that's my reasoning for not doing it. I do explain it a couple times in a few other reviews, particularly the Blue microphones, which I'm going to get to next. If a microphone does have its own like proprietary stand, like the Blue Yeti Nano, the Blue Yeti X, stuff like that, if it's something that is meant to be placed onto that microphone and that microphone alone, it's not like a tripod stand or something that you can use with any other microphone in the world, then I will be testing those out, especially with the Blue series, because those stands are very well made and they're very well built, and I want to see if they work. That kind of stuff I will be testing because I will be tapping on the stand itself as well. Now you might be like, well, you just said that you didn't do shock tests because of X, Y, and Z. But these are not variables. It's the same stand regardless of you get black, yellow, silver, gold, pink, magenta, blue, whatever colors they have. You are getting that stand. You are not using a different boom arm than me from a different brand, from a different company, from a different perspective with different cabling and all that kind of stuff. Let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is the treatment in my room. You may notice that I have 0 treatment up in my room right now. This is because I've always wanted to get a true to life of what it sounds like for most gamers, because I specifically target the first time content created gamers, what they're going to be having. I even usually have a metal bottle that sits right off screen that you guys don't see, and that's adding some resonance into the recordings. I always have my fan going, I have lights going, I have electronics galore in here. But I do need something to be able to record ADR a lot better. So I'm going to be putting up treatment in my room. I'm going to have acoustic paneling be put up. I know this is going to change Tuesdays with K. I know that. And not all my reviews in 2021 will have acoustic paneling, and some of them will. And it's going to probably make people feel a little weird because the sound treatment's going to change, and they're going to be like, well, it's an unfair test at that point. And I apologize, guys. I know that doesn't seem very fair towards all microphones, and it's not. I will admit, it's not. And if you guys want me to re-review any microphones, tell me down in the comments. I will absolutely do it. 100%. Whenever I get the acoustic paneling up, if you guys want me to review a microphone because you think it's not fair that it was done in an untreated room, I will absolutely do it. I have no qualms doing that for you guys. Additionally, when it comes to dynamic microphones will not be receiving noise floor tests as long as they are not USB. If they are XLR, they will not be receiving noise floor tests because all you're going to be hearing is the preamps out of whatever mic or whatever interface I am running them into. They are passive, what are known as passive microphones. They don't need power in order to work. So they don't have their own noise floors. So before I even get the comments saying whenever I start doing dynamic microphones, which I don't do a lot of dynamic microphone reviews, and I plan on increasing that a lot more. But before I get those comments, why didn't you do noise floor tests? That is the reason why. Additionally, I'm going to be launching another sub-series for Tuesdays with K, which is going to be a versus. Now, you may be like, well, didn't you already do a couple verses? I did one versus officially in Tuesdays with K, and then I did one versus outside of Tuesdays with K. The verses are going to be between brands that have similarly priced microphones, but from different companies. For instance, AKG versus Audio-Technica, Blue versus Rode, or whatever it is. That is what's going to be. And the last announcement for Tuesdays with K. This is going to be a longer video, just so you guys know. The last announcement for Tuesdays with K is that I'm going to be celebrating the 7-year anniversary of Tuesdays with K with twice, basically. The 7-year anniversary of when Tuesdays with K starts is just going to be one video. And then the 6-year anniversary of when I started reviewing microphones is going to be a week-long deal. Let's talk about Bad Game Sunday. No, Bad Game Sunday has not been finished in the time between whenever I made the video. Let's talk about Bad Game Sunday to now. That'd be crazy. But we have made a little bit of headroom. We've filmed a little bit more has been edited, a little bit more has been done. I'm still projecting the same release times as what I said in Let's Talk About Bad Game Sunday. However, you may have noticed that I've been holding off on the Bad Game Sunday remasters. I've been waiting till 2022 to restart them. These have been taking some time. Season 4 has been a little hectic, and the holidays coming up made that a little bit more stressful. Not only that, I have been having issues with Season 1 remaster. So Season 1 is about 2.5 hours long total, and remastering that is hard, to say the least. Now, that does not mean that it's not coming out, it's just that it's taking more time. So yeah. Let's talk about game series. I haven't been the greatest about keeping up with the games. I've been trying to, but I've been doing a lot more on my Star Wars channel because it's a lot easier to do no commentary videos. Because anytime that I sit down here to make videos, I really want to make Tuesdays with K. And that's what ends up happening. I make Tuesdays with K, which I'm still making content. I'm just not making gaming content. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it off there, guys. I am going to try to force more game content to do it better. That's my resolution, to do more gaming content. I've been really working on putting out more content as a whole, but my resolution is to put out more gaming content. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. So I want to thank everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up. You want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Check out some content created, including the CC at the end of this video. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.